Welcome to Ed Bain's Free Trainer Stats and Past Performances. This video is on the Layoff 4-race form cycle. So let's take a look at a 4-race form cycle. The first thing you have to look for in a form cycle is where it begins and where it ends. On my past performances, you'll only see 4 races, and that's because I only deal with a 4-race form cycle. And where you see this dotted line is where the form cycle actually begins. So on the 18th of December, Christophe Clement laid off summer front and brought him back to the races on the 21st of April for his first race after layoff. He moved to a second race after a layoff on the 12th of May, and today is the third race after a layoff. And now the green will tell you that today is the day that it's a third race after a layoff. Just follow the green and you'll find the 4-race form cycle. Here you have the green and it's on L3R, that means lay 3 route. And below that you see L3 route here at 36%. And below that starts the 4-race form cycle. L1R is lay 1 route, or first race after a layoff in a route. L2R is second race after a layoff in a route. L3R is third race, and this is the race we're actually going to bet today. And L4 route is 25%. So you can see on the 4-race form cycle where this trainer, Christophe Clement, a very, very good trainer, is actually producing wins. Excuse me. On the first race after layoff and the second race after the layoff, they're virtually the same, 17, 18%. When he moves the third race after a layoff, he actually doubles his production. He's at 36%. If you look at how his statistics shake out, on lay 1 route, Clement has actually returned 315 horses from a layoff, and he's won with 56, overall a 17% win rate. When he gets to lay 3 route, you can see the actual attrition rate of what has happened. He's already down to 72 runners from 315. So he's actually planning this move out on third race after a layoff. The way this works is L3R, lay 3 route, has he's produced 72 runners, 26 wins, 13 seconds, 7 shows. He's a 4 plus 30. That's my betting stat. 4 wins or more plus a 30% win rate or higher. And he hits at a 36% win rate, 54% place rate, 63% show rate. And this is how he does with his favorites within the lay 3 route, or the L3R. In other words, he had 30 favorites go off, come out of that 72 races. So 30 out of 72 were favorites. He won with 15. He came in second 7 times, and he showed 5 times for a 50% win rate with his favorites. That's pretty big. 73% place rate, 90% show rate. For all you show bettors and exacta players, you can see what can actually happen with a big hit rate like this. When you click on his stats, the 72, 26 wins, 36% win rate. The average final position is a 3, and his average payout is 608, about 2 to 1. And he's racing at Belmont today, and you can see how his numbers jump appreciably. At Belmont, this is where he likes to race. This is where all of his races are. He's at 23 starts, 11 wins, 47% win rate on this filter, lay 3 route for trainer Christophe Clement. On class level, this is actually a stakes level. It's 27 races, 4 wins, a 14% win rate. And at this distance, he's 1 mile, which is 1 mile, 16 races, 4 wins, 25% win rate. You jump down to a turf event, which is what today's race is. He has 58 starts of those 72 races on the turf. He won with 23 of his 26 wins, and he has a 39% win rate. So that tells you his intent. He is trying to win this race today. Let's take another look at this horse, because this horse is on his favorites, which his morning line is 7 to 2. This horse is going to go off as a favorite. He actually won and paid $470, so he paid 7 to 5. And his average final position for his wins with his lay 3 routes, if favorite, is 2, which is really strong, and he's right there with his average payouts. 439 is what he normally you can expect to get on his winners in favorites, but he actually paid 470, so he's a little bit higher. So he went from 6 to 5 to 7 to 5. At Belmont, he's 2 for 5, 40%. In the stakes races, 2 for 8, 25%. And at the distance of a mile, 7 races, 2 wins, 28%. And then that wonderful turf number, 25 starts, 12 wins, 48% win rate with his favorites. So he was a bet for me today. He got overbet, which is not a surprise. I mean, he has a really good horse in Warfront. But when you look at the way things shake out, what you really have to understand is that a layoff, trainers lay horses off because they're sick, they're injured, they may need a freshening, or they just may get them out of the barn and put them on the farm for a week and give them a vacation. Then they bring him back. And where is he most likely going to hit over the next 4 races, separated by sprint and route? 7 furlongs and lower is a sprint, 7.5 furlongs and above is a route. And that's where you want to look at for wins. And particularly when you see stats like this where he does okay on lay 1, lay 2, and then that doubling right there. That's actually what I call this play, as a double. Even though I'm not referring to a bet, I'm referring to his hit rate. He doubles his hit rate from one stat to the next. So take a look at that. This is the most fun way to play, actually. I do a lot of this type of playing where I'm looking at the 4-race form cycle, trying to figure out, along with the stats, where the best plays are according to the bump in the stats. And the 4-race form cycle can produce that understanding for you. Go to the next video. The next video is on claiming trainers. I'll see you there.